What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Drew Deeks channel. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time you're tuning in, and maybe even good evening too. You never know. You never know when you guys are tuning in. Thanks for watching, guys. So, Habs lose 3-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs in another preseason tilt. And before the game, an even more important occasion, event, celebration, 50th anniversary of the 72 Summit Series win for Canada. This was a really cool thing to watch. And, it's funny, when I was a kid, I didn't fully appreciate how big this goal was. And the more time has gone on, the more, even now, especially even last night, watching all the coverage about it, the more I realize how iconic this goal really is. And they even say it's the biggest sports moment for Canada in history, just given the story and what was going on at that time. And yeah, I remember seeing the heritage moment when I was a kid and just kind of like, oh, okay, like that was obviously a big goal, but too young to understand what happened. And there's been a movie made on it, which I actually had the chance to meet one of the actors that was in it years ago, Sergio DeZio, who played a guy in that movie. And anyway, long story short, this was a really special thing to see Paul Henderson and the Espositos, and Ken Dryden was there. Just a really, really cool moment for this team to be honored in what they've done and the memory that they created for a lifetime. The goal of the century. The goal of the century. So shout out to you guys that got to witness that. I obviously didn't, but I am appreciating you watching and sharing your memories and now reliving it as well, of course. So okay, so the Habs, they lose 3-0 in this preseason game. So who stood out for the Canadiens despite no one scoring any goals? Before we get to that, I just wanted to actually highlight this moment really quickly. I'm going to take this banner down just for a second. Post game the other night, I didn't get a chance to mention this. I meant to put this in my last post game when the Habs lost to New Jersey the other night, but a nice moment between fellow Slovak Thomas Tatar, Slavkovsky, and Filip Mesar, which was a really cool thing to see after the game, having a good little chat with the boys there. I just thought that was nice. I wanted to point that out. We did get some news this morning, just as we speak. Actually, Nick Suzuki is skating again in Brassard, so he is still working on his injury along with the other fellow there. What's his name? Madison Bowie. He's actually skating as well. The defenseman prospect for the Montreal Canadiens. Forgive me if he's a forward. I honestly, I'm drawing a blank. I think Bowie could be one or the other, but one of you guys will correct me, I'm sure. So still no sign of Josh Anderson, no sign of Sean Monahan. Those guys have not practiced yet with the team. So I really hope they get in there soon, because I just can't wait to see a full lineup for the Canadiens. And I think that was the evidence of last night's game, was the fact that we still don't have a full NHL lineup. So it's still hard to see fully entertaining hockey, right? I mean, this game was all right, but no goals for the Habs, which obviously made it a little more boring in that regard. But still a lot of positives, and I'll get to the standouts here. And personally, for me, Arbor Jack guy did play a decent game. Didn't have a ton of huge flashes or huge hits, but he had some, and he took a penalty on William Nylander for like a little baby grab on the arm there at the end of the game. But what are you going to do? A lot of criticism was coming down on Sam Montembeault early in this game after letting in that goal from not Jason Robertson, his brother Nick Robertson. This obviously is not a live picture of last night's game, because John Tavares has an oblique injury. Things are looking oblique for the Leafs right now in defense. I had to do it. So, but after that goal that Montembeault let in, he settled in and he made the rest of the saves that he could. He made 14 of 15 saves. So everybody jumping on Sam Montembeault early. I know it was a bad goal, but it's freaking preseason. And it just reminded me of the Carey Price goal and the whole famous quote, relax, chill out. And that's exactly how I felt last night. Montembeault played solid the rest of the way. And then Poulin came in afterwards, and he was all right. He actually had a couple of nice saves, I thought, too, and held his own for as best as he could. But the power play, even the Toronto Maple Leafs power play without some of their biggest weapons, is still effective, apparently. So, another guy who had a great game and just had a lot of chances actually was Filip Mesar. So I really think game to game he's just been getting better and better, this guy. And he's so small, you can't help but notice how tiny he is out there, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all. And the future of the game could really support these smaller guys like a Cole Caulfield or Filip Mesar. He could be a winger or a center, Mesar could, but I really liked his game, and he had some chances. See it, he deserved a goal last night. I thought Mesar definitely deserved a goal. Where do we go to next? Yes, of course, Emil Heinamen playing his first preseason action with the Habs, and I thought he looked good too. He had a couple good chances, more than a couple actually, and I thought Mesar and Heineman were probably two of the young forward prospects in that game last night for the Canadiens. So, but you know what? I didn't mind Slav's game. I did not mind it at all. He also got some chances, and there was some nice early pressure. I mean, the first period, right off the bat, the Canadiens were right in the Leaf zone, cycling the puck and keeping possession for quite a while, and then it didn't really happen again consistently until about the third period. The Habs were able to get some pressure, and there were some good passes and plays between Armia and Slav. There were opportunities. I mean, you guys probably saw at the end of the game when Slav just the Canadiens were on the power play, and Slavkovsky just would not let go of the puck. He just kept wanting to take shots and not really move around as much. You could tell he just wanted to shoot. So whenever he got the puck on the half wall there, he didn't have many options because he just wanted to shoot the puck. But I guess it's not a bad thing. He's pretty darn hungry for a goal, and he had some chances in tight as well, some rebound chances, and again, just had some slick passes with Armia, getting back on the back check. So happy with Slav's game personally. I know that we all want to see more of him, but it's only 2 preseason games, and again, I'm enjoying the development path in terms of being patient with him, because as long as we're seeing good hockey habits being developed, that's more important than just getting a bunch of goals and assists, getting your confidence up, and then letting the rest of your game suffer or not grow. So if all of his game is going to get better at once, I'm fine with that versus just getting some stats to make fans happy. So that's how I feel about that. Jordan Harris having another decent showing, I thought, as well. Justin Barron played a little bit better in this game, but I thought Jordan Harris was pretty decent. He came in and had a nice rush chance. He read the play and came in a nice offensive rush chance in the third period. I like that. Owen Beck playing good again. Playing pretty decent again, Owen Beck did. And I am not going to see him tonight against the Niagara Ice Dogs in the home opener here in Niagara. But I did check the calendar, and Mississauga is coming to Niagara at least twice more this season. So I'm going to get a chance to interview Owen Beck, hopefully in December, and catch up with him and then watch him play up close and personal at the Ice Dogs rink here in Niagara. So other than that, I thought the Habs played okay. I mean, like, I think the lineup was pretty slim pickings in one sense, in terms of how many NHL roster guys weren't in it. But let's look at the roster again from last night. Let's just take a really quick look and see if anybody jumps out at me here, because I do want to highlight a couple more players. Rem Pitlick looked really good. I thought Pitlick really looked really good and really fast, and he has quick hands, but also really quick feet. So Rem Pitlick is determined to do well this season. You can really tell by the way he played. Jake Evans looked okay. Yes, Ylonen had a lot of puck touches last night. Mitchell Stevens actually stood out to me. I thought Mitchell Stevens looked really quick on his feet and looked like a guy who could have a chance. You know, he could get a sniff in the NHL either this season, maybe not this season, but in the AHL, absolutely 100%. Lucas Condada, didn't notice his line too much, although I did notice Nate Schnarr quite a bit. I did see Schnarr out there. He's a big body. Gabriel Bork had some good little flashes. I mean, nothing crazy offensive, but I was noticing these guys. If I'm noticing you skating and actually making an effort, that counts to me. Corey Schuneman looked okay. Some fans felt like he didn't look great the other night, but Chris Weidman, I'm going to jump in right to him. He had the A on the jersey last night. Weidman looked decent. A guy who, again, is just there to help support the younger guys. He was the most veteran player on the defense corps for the Canadiens last night, as we know. And I mentioned Arbor Jacki, of course, already, and Jordan Harris. I think Jacki will get better with more NHL experience under his belt. Otto Leskinen, didn't notice him a ton, but looked okay. I mean, Justin Barron, like I mentioned, got better as the games have gone on here, but just needs more time. I feel like Barron just needs more time. He's going to be an NHLer. There's no question. He's a first-round pick, 25th overall by the Colorado Avalanche. I think Justin Barron has some room to grow, but it doesn't mean that he has to play in the NHL right now. I think Jordan Harris has, again, the leg up on him still. All right, guys, so that's all my thoughts for that game. It was a fun one. Even though there was no scoring, it's still fun to just see some growth and try to catch some glimpses of this young up-and-coming Montreal Canadiens team, and they're right back at it against the Winnipeg Jets tonight. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. We should. I'm going to be doing another video most likely after I catch that game. But thanks for watching, guys. As always, you know I love and appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I'm getting closer to 3,000 subscribers, so hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the show. If you made it this far in the video, hopefully you are. But I really appreciate it, guys. You know how much it means to me. If you don't, I'm telling you right now. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Talk soon, guys. Cheers.